Okay. Hello. Let's see. I'm just getting it sort of set up a little bit so that we can see what we're doing here. I think I need to extend it. Just a little bit. There we go. Hi, April. Oopsie. Bear with me for 1 second here. I'm just trying to get it all set up so it's right. Well, I guess that's as good as we're going to get. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and just get right onto it. I'm going to show you what we're going to make so that you can decide if you want to make it too. It's okay. You can take the dogs. They're fine right now. Okay. So this is a book that I found, excuse the mess. This is something that I made a while back. And I was going to do a video for it and I just never did. And I really wanted to do a live today. So I thought, oh, let's make this. I'm working on a swap. And so I'm making this to put into the swap. So, there's lots of, you probably can't see very well because it's white. But let's see. Let me get another thing here so you can see. There's a pocket right here. A pocket right here. When you open it up, there's a pocket here. There is a file folder, a folder style pocket here. And then you open it up and there is a pocket here. So it's designed to hold a lot of photos. And also we can put something here and here if we want to. But for now, we're just going to go ahead and build the base and see how it works out. Okay? So let's go to it and have a little bit of fun. To start off, my very first piece, which is going to be, essentially it's going to turn into the cover and the back of the book, and it's going to be the center of the book. I am using a 110-pound piece of cardstock because I wanted that part to be a little bit sturdier. Okay, so we're going to start off with a piece that is 11 inches by 6.5. Okay. 6.5. There we go. I need to replace my blade. Okay. And now I just need to clean that up a little bit because my blade is bad. Okay. There we go. So this is the main part of our book. Everything else that we have is going to attach to this. So let's do our first bit of scoring right onto this. Okay. So we're going to score this at 5 3/8 and 5 5/8. Essentially, that is on my scoreboard, I'm using the blue side on either, the blue score mark on either side of the 5 1/2 inch mark. And I'll bring it closer and show you what I mean, if I can. So here's the 5 1/2 inch mark. Okay. I'm using this blue line and this blue line right here. And that's going to be the center, and it's going to give me a 1/4 of an inch gap and a 1/4 of an inch, essentially a 1/4 of an inch spine to my book. Okay. Oopsie. Just gonna crease those. And again, like I said, I made this one. I cut this out of 110 pound cardstock, just so that I could have some a sturdier base. You don't have to do that part because you're probably going to mat it as well, and that's going to help to add some sturdiness to it as well. But I wanted to do that because we're going to attach everything else to this base, so it will help to give it some sturdiness. All right, so now we have that. That is that. We can set this part aside, and we're going to cut the other pieces. All I'm cutting right now is we're just doing the basic build of the book. And it's super easy. You're going to see this comes together really, really easy. And once we're all finished, you can also then add to it if you want more in it. Okay? But the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut a piece that is 4 and there we go. Can you, oops. There we go. Okay, I think I'm back. Can you see now? Yay. Okay, good. There we go. Okay, so I'm not sure where it went out. So I'll just start real quick. This piece was cut from 110 pound cardstock and is the cover of the book and the main part of our book. And it was cut at, it's 11 by 6 1/2, and it's scored on the 11 side at 5 3/8 and 5 5/8. Okay. And now we're going to cut the pieces to attach to the inside. So I started off with the piece, this one I cut, this is 4 1/2 by 7 1/2. And we're going to need 2 of those, one for each side. Is it 4 1/2? Did I cut it at 4 1/2? Yes, I did. Okay. So 4 1/2 by 7 1/2. There we go. Okay, and these ones I'm just cutting from regular cardstock because I don't need them to be thick, and also because I'm folding them so much, they might crack, and I don't want that. At the 100, if I was doing it at 110 pound cardstock, they would for sure crack. Okay. We're going to score these at 1/2 inch on 3 sides. So the 2 short sides and 1 long side. 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, and 1/2 inch. Okay, I know that since I'm working with white, that it's going to be a little bit harder for you to see, and I'm sorry about that, but white is what matched the paper I'm using, so I needed to do it with that. Sorry. Okay. So all I did is I chomped the corners off a little bit because we don't want all that bulk when we're putting it in a book. Chomp the corners, and then I'm creasing my folds there. Again, I'm going to chomp off the corners here, just like so. And then crease my folds. Makes it a little easier to get into the book when we're ready to do that. Okay. All right. Another thing I want to do is I want to decorate the edges there. Hopefully that didn't mess up with anything. Okay. I'm just going to grab let's do this one. I'm just going to grab a really old edge punch that I have here. An oldie, but a goodie here. It's one of my favorites. But it is so old that sometimes it does not work very well, although I was trying to punch through two. So we don't want to do that with this one. Okay. There we go. And again. And then all I'm doing is I'm giving my edges here, you want to really give those a steep cut because you don't want them to show behind your decoration there, your decorative edge. Okay, we got that one. Let's go ahead and do this one real quick. Okay. Come on. There we go. I think it might be time to consider getting a new one of these thingies. This one is such a favorite of mine, though. Okay. In the end, I'm just angling my edges there. Okay. All right. Now we've got these. We're going to go ahead and attach them. Oh, nope, we don't want to do that yet because we want to put our flaps on and those are going to hide the flaps. So next up, we're going to cut 2 pieces to 5 by 6.5. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down to 5. And then we want to go ahead and cut 2 inches off the end. Okay. There is that. And then for this one, we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. Both of them. Okay. Then crease them. Also, it'd be fun if you wanted to, if you don't want this size, you could change up the size of the book to be whatever you wanted it to be, really. I'm going to just go ahead and use wet glue. So I'm going to take my flap that I have here, and I'm putting adhesive on the flap closed, and then I'm going to bring it over here and line it up. I like to put it to the corner, and then I like to line it up with the bottom of the page, and then if it's lined up with the bottom of the page, it should line up the rest of the way. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on there, open it up, and there's that one. Then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Again, I'm going to line it up with the corner, and then I like to line up the bottom. And then if that's lined up, the rest of it should line up really well. Put a little pressure, make sure we have a really good stick, and then you can see how our book is coming together like this. Okay, now we're going to take these pockets that we made and attach them. Okay, so here's a little tip for you. When you're attaching a pocket or anything really to where you have a fold over and you're going to want it to continue to fold over, what you want to do is you do not want to line this edge up directly with that score mark that, or with that score mark that you have on there already. You want to slide it away a little bit because that will help to make this fold over better. So we're just going to keep our distance from there just a little. Okay. And then also you'll notice I did not put the glue on the sides yet. I just put them on the back. And that's because it's easier for me to just line up one side at a time. If I get the bottom or if I get the back lined up, then the other ones are going to line up good. Now you can see I can fold this over and it's going to fold over much nicer than if it was butted up right up to that score mark. Okay. Now I'm going to put some glue there and some glue there and then fold it over. Okay. All right. There's that one. Okay. So now you can't see the flap that we attached to this with at all. And it's hidden and it looks nice. Okay. We've got a lovely pocket there. And we've got a flap here that we're going to decorate. Or we're going to add some stuff to. And we're going to do the same thing now on the other side. Again, I'm just going to put my glue on the bottom flap. Okay. Then I'm going to line this up. And again, I'm going to keep my distance from my score mark. Not a huge distance, just enough, just a little bit. Like, I don't even know, I would say not even an eighth, really. But there's no resistance when you go to fold over. That's how you know that you did it right. Okay, now we put our adhesive or our glue, whatever adhesive you want to use. And we fold this down. I've been using this adhesive now for quite a while, this glue. And I really like it. I'm not usually a wet glue type of person. I don't normally like it because it's messy and it takes a while. I'm impatient. I don't like waiting for glue to dry, but this stuff dries pretty, it doesn't dry. I'm sorry, I should take that back. It takes hold very quickly. Okay, there we go. So, you can see we're coming along nicely. This is a good start. Now we're going to, let's do this side first. This side simply has a little folder pocket on it. So we're going to do that one first. Okay. In order to do that, we need a piece that is, 3.5 by 5. Also, I should mention that all of these pockets can be different sizes if you want. And these scraps here, save them because you're going to use them for tags. Okay. All right. So now we've got this. We're going to take our scoreboard and we're going to score this at 1/2 inch there. Then we're going to turn it and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch there. Then we're going to, I scored them the wrong direction, but that's okay. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. I'm going to put this back in here and I'm just going to rescore them going the other way. Okay. I'm going to remove my corner again. Okay. I'm going to get my trimmer one more time. And I'm just going to cut a little angle off of this. It might also be fun. Actually, I think because I have the lace in there, I'm going to go with a rounded. I think that'd be a little bit prettier or a little bit more soft. So I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to go on the side that I'm not going to see. And I'm going to just going to give it a nice little curve. There we go. The easiest way, another tip for you, the easiest way to give it a curve like that is to plant your hand. Do not move your hand and only move the pencil. And then your curve is going to stay. You just move your pencil and then your curve will work out. I don't really like that. I'm going to bring it. There we go. That's better. Okay. Then we're going to fold. folder. Here it is. Okay, we're gonna fold these. And this side. There we go. It might also work better if you go ahead and trim those off. Just angle the corners, the tabs just a little bit. Okay. I'm going to put my adhesive there and then line this guy up. All right. With the edge there. Yeah, I think just because of the lace, the edge cut that I put on there, I think that this rounded pocket gives it a little bit of a nicer feel. Overall. And also, I'm going to go ahead and round the corners on those. There we go. Okay, so we got that pocket done. And now we're going to do this side here. And then our book is essentially done. We've got a lovely little flip book. And then all you have to do is decorate it however you'd like. Okay. So the next step, we're going to need a piece that is 3.5 inches long, and then another piece that is about, let's go 2.5 inches. Okay. And then we're going to cut both of these down to 5.5. Keep these because they will make good tags. Okay. We're going to take our scoreboard. We're going to take the bigger piece. This is the piece that I think was 3.5. Yeah, 3.5 inches. We're going to score it at 1/2 inch on the 3.5 inch side. And then on both of the short sides, just like that. Then we're going to take this piece and we're going to just score it at 1/2 inch on both sides. Pretty simple so far. Then we're going to take and cut off our corners. Just like that. And for this one, we're going to get our ruler and we're going to mark down however much of it you want to come up over yours. I'm going to make a mark at 1.5 inches. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. And then what I'm going to do there is I'm going to cut in at the 1.5 inch mark. I'm going to cut in and then I'm going to cut up. So I cut in on the tab there that we had, and then I cut up at an angle. And then I'm angling my paper and I'm going to cut up. Okay. Then I'm going to crease these. Then I'm going to go ahead and crease, these ones. All right. Then this guy is just going to stick. He should just fold right into there and come to an edge right where you cut. Okay. And that is what you have now. Right? So we're going to take this, and to make it a little bit easier for me, I just like to do this just to assist me. It's not a vital part of it at all. It's just something I like to do. I take a piece of tape and I'm going to adhere them together like that for just a moment. And also I am using, actually I did that on the wrong side, my bad. I'm using painter's tape. I should specify that. Okay, what I should do is put it on this side so I can take it off because we don't want it on there. But really what all that's doing is helping me to hold it straight, because it's much easier to make sure that it's straight now before you adhere it down than once you put it on. Okay, so then we're going to attach this to this. I'll have to cut that corner, but that's okay. All right, so I'm going to start with the bottom. Put my adhesive on there and then line it up just like so. Okay. Then I'll take my trimmer and I'll just trim that little corner so that it matches up. All right. Then I'm going to take these and put my adhesive just on the side. Now, I should mention that if you do your pocket this way, what this is going to do is this is going to allow your inside pocket, no, it's going to allow this pocket, your top pocket, it's going to go all the way down to the bottom of your page too. If you do not want that, if you want that to be a shorter pocket, then you need to add that extra flap that you did to the bigger one. So instead of just doing it on two sides for that top pocket, you would do it on 3 sides. I hope that makes sense. There we go. I'm going to remove my painter's tape. And now I have a pocket here and a pocket there. Get rid of all of this. And now all we have left to do is to fill it up and to decorate it. Okay? Hi, welcome, Katzel. Welcome. All right. So I'm going to show you 2 things that I'm going to use to put inside of them. In this one, I'm going to put a few things in each pocket, of course, but actually, let's put it in here. I'm going to make a policy envelope for in here, but I'm going to make it out of the pattern paper. And I'm going to use this one right here. This is printed paper. Welcome. I'm so glad that you stopped by. Okay. What I need to do for this is trim it down a little bit, or at least trim off my white parts. Okay. Okay. So I'm deciding how big I want it, and I know in this space it has to fit in this folder here. So I know that my space here is it's 5¼ by 6½. So I'm gonna go with, I think I'm gonna make it about 4.5 by 6. 6 might be a little bit tall, but I'm gonna start there. So I'm going to go ahead. Actually, I don't know that I have enough here to make it by 6, but that's okay. 4, if I want it 4.5, that means I need to score it at, let's just see what happens if I use this piece of paper and I make a policy envelope how I normally would. See how big it's going to end up. Okay. What have we got here? About 5 1/8. That's going to be a little bit too big, I think. Maybe not. Okay. So we got 5 1/8. And actually, I don't think I'm going to be able to make this a policy envelope because this up here, well, do I want to make it an envelope or do I want to make it a bag? Well, for now, let's just do this. We're going to fold this part up and seal off the bottom. This is how I put together my bags and my envelopes, so you'll know how to do both. And then we'll decide what we want to do with it. So I folded up about, I would say, a little over 1/2 inch maybe. I don't really like to measure. I'm not big on measuring anytime. I hate it. I hate it. If I don't have to do it, I don't do it. Okay, and then I'm going to open it up and I'm going to cut these tabs here off because we don't need them. Okay. Then I'm going to close it and this folds up here. And then we have what would amount to a lovely little bag if I wanted to keep it as a bag. I'd have to cut some of it off, of course. It's too bad because I like the white top on it. But, oh well. Okay. Oops. We're going to go ahead stick that down. Stick that down. Trim it down a little. I want it to be about 6. I cut it just a little bit bigger than 6 because now I want to take these scissors and give it just a little bit of a okay, don't do it while your glue is wet, apparently. crappy scissors. Okay. Then we stick that guy right in there. He fits in there nicely. That works out good. And then I've got some small tags here. That's too small. That'll work there. Essentially now all you have to do is just make things to put into here. I think on this one, I think on these two, I'm going to leave them and they will just be a spot for photographs. This will hold a lot of photographs because we gave it this depth here. If you don't put this in there, and you can put a bunch of photographs matted in there. You can put a photograph pinned down here, photograph pinned here and pinned here, and then you can fill up all of the pockets, and then you've got a nice interactive little insert or whatever, just a lone little mini album. Anyways, like I said, I made this a long time ago and I never shared it, and so I found it today when I was cleaning up a little bit, and I thought I want to make that for my pen pal or my swap that I'm doing right now. And so I went ahead and did it. Not real happy with this bag, but that's okay. It's all right. I don't know what I'm going to put in it. I think I'm just going to put that aside for now and leave it. But anyways, you get the idea. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and email me. I'm going to try to post this to my channel, so hopefully it'll stay there. The last 2 lives that I have posted there have disappeared, so I'm not sure what's going on with that or what I'm doing wrong, but we'll see what happens. I really appreciate you two coming in and watching. Well, it says there's more people, but I appreciate you guys interacting and watching. I'm going to do more lives. I really like doing the lives. It's fun, but it's hard because I don't have a schedule. Oh, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I'm going to make more. I like doing them, so they're fun. More about the construction. Oh, that's good. That's good. It's a good way to learn how to put things together. I really like doing this sort of mini album because also you could keep extending it, but you have to keep in mind your spine. If you want to extend it, give it more spine, and then you could keep extending it, or you could add a flip here that flipped up if you wanted to. That'd be kind of cool too. It's just a fun way to make a little fun mini album. Anyways, I will see you all again really soon. Bye-bye now.